Hi everyone, it's Beth Sager with another Lexington Local, and today I'm interviewing a neighbor of our offices, and come to find out, a neighbor from where I used to grow up, which is kind of funny. This is Donna Kincaid, and we are here at the Institutes for Learning and Development.
Yes.
So tell us what goes on here at the Institutes for Learning and Development.
Okay. We do research to practice in education. It's actually theory to research to practice. So in learning disabilities, attention deficit, executive function difficulties, where we work with students one-to-one. We call it educational therapy. And some people like, why is it called therapy? You know, is it homework help, whatever, but we call it educational therapy because it is. We really work with the whole child, the whole person, and not just kind of what they bring into us. And it's looking at their strengths and their challenges. We are an institute that looks at how we help kids learn how to learn. That's one of our missions. We actually say that we want to help each child find their own pathway to success, and we'll figure out with each individual student how to do that. So many of us, I'm included, besides being the assistant director here and the director of professional development, I am an educational specialist, and I work with high school students, college students, as well as adults who have learning and attention issues. And that's one-to-one. For kids who are in school, including college and PhD students, which I have on my caseload, it's really providing, executive function coaching, some emotional support, because a lot of kids who have learning differences, they do need some emotional support, and also,
Oops.
so emotional support, and even help with advocating for themselves.
Okay.
And it's not traditional tutoring. Even though on our website, it says we do remediation, which we do for learning disabilities, for dyslexia, for math difficulties, but we use homework as a vehicle to teach them strategies, but we're really about the strategies, how to provide strategic instruction, because we want students to be active learners and take part in their education and not just be passive. We want them to be independent. So if they learn how they learn and become more self-aware of that, then they're going to be more independent, not just in school, but in life. So we want strategies, we teach them strategies that build upon that. And one of the things our institutes have developed over the years is an executive function curriculum called SMARTS. And it's been in the making for a long time, but I think it originally kind of came out in about 2015-16. We started doing pilots, and this is a curriculum for teachers. We have an elementary and a secondary, and that's what we do a lot of professional development on too, teaching teachers how to teach students very explicitly how to know about their learning styles and how to manage their schoolwork and time and all that. And it's being used across the country in most of our states, as well as in about close to 20, I think, countries around the world. So we use that in our practice too. So like I said before, like we go from theory to research to practice. So we've always had this, collaboration between our research end, where we have written, like Dr. Meltzer has written, many publications and books, and is known internationally, for her work in learning disabilities and executive function. And then we try out things in our practice, and which informs, again, the research and the information we impart to schools and school systems, as well as through our conferences. And then again, the research helps us to go back to try some other things with our students, in the work that we do in our clinic.
Interesting. So if you have someone in college, have they been here throughout their schooling career, or do they sometimes just show up?
So sometimes we have high school students that we continue to work with as they enter college, and other times we have just people reach out to us, and because they're either entering college or they maybe have failed at college or didn't do so well in the first semester or their first year. Some of them maybe did not do so well. They transferred or they were in the process of transferring to a new school, and they know they need something more to be successful at that. I've worked with a number of college students that happened to, that they transferred, and then we're looking for a coach to help them be more successful in the next school. Some kids who come in and work with us early on, even for reading or math disabilities, they may stay with us for a short period of time, depending on the services they're getting in the schools.
Right.
And again, our local schools are providing excellent, education, and sometimes the kids just need a little bit more. But sometimes they'll stay with us for years. We've had some of our educational therapists who have worked with kids from elementary through graduating high school or even entering college. Wow. And then some might maybe here for a couple of years. It really depends on the students and what they need and what else is available to them outside of here.
And how often do you meet with students? Does that depend as well? Or?
It depends. Most of our students, though, come once a week.
Okay.
And we work with some students who are more local, in person.
Okay.
And then other students, it's virtual.
All right.
So, and we work with quite a few virtually at this point.
Right.
But younger kids, they do better in person, especially those who are working on reading or writing some of the basic skills.
Right.
And some of them may come multiple times a week. And in the summer, some kids will come 2 to 3 times a week. We have special bundles over the summer because some kids need that extra remediation before they start the next school year, especially in reading and math.
That makes sense. So how many people work here? I mean, it looks like a super big office when we walked in. So.
Yes, we have a big space because we have because of our individual work with students.
Okay.
So we have offices that people can use for the one-to-one work.
Right.
We probably have about 20 staff.
That's a lot.
Yes, so different times of the day. We have some staff that are working more on our research side, developing new materials, and even improving our SMARTS curriculum, whereas we have another group of full-time as well as some part-time people who work with the kids individually. And we also work with parents. Our parents need the support as well. We do some workshops for parents, invite them to conferences, and just do consultations. Sometimes even when kids are maybe switching schools or getting prepared to switch schools and they want some advice, we do some of that, especially if we know the students anyway, in terms of recommending different programs or schools or summer placements if they need it.
Right.
And we try to really collaborate with the schools as well, with Lexington schools as well as other schools that we work with, so that it's not like we're doing something better than them, but we want to team up with the special ed teachers or the general ed teachers so that we're all on the same page. We're the child's team.
That's nice.
We want them to be successful.
And do the school systems themselves ever call you for help, or is it mostly individuals who?
So the majority are parents reaching out to us.
Okay.
Either they've heard a lot by word of mouth, and then some through our website, or just Googling about executive function help or tutoring. And but sometimes the schools do reach out to us because they have some difficult cases that whatever they're providing, it doesn't seem like it's sufficient, and they know about our services, so they've contracted with us for some work. Sometimes it's during the summer, sometimes it is during the school year. We actually have some of our ed therapists actually go to schools to work with some students, as well, especially if there's 2 or 3 students that need that support, and whether the school's paying for that, through us, or the parents are paying for them to get it in school rather than outside of school.
Okay. I'm just looking at our cheat sheet because you have a lot going on here. Oh yeah. What makes you different?
What makes us different? Well, one of the things, I said about we're not just tutors
Right. Right.
here, that we have master level, teachers, most of them with the background in special ed, and who have, quite a bit of experience. Some of us, have been here for a long time. I'm going on my 20th year here.
Wow.
So it's just one of those places that people come and stay.
Mm-hmm.
And we work very collaboratively, as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, again, what we do in the individual sessions is that we want to give kids the strategies and skills to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So part of it is building up their self-esteem and confidence by teaching them things that will make them, better students
Right.
overall,
Right.
and they kind of come away with these really practical strategies, and they see from week to week. So if we're doing study skills and they have a test coming up, it's like, okay, you're going to be using these strategies on this next test. Let's see how you did, and then you tweak it and you keep doing it from there, because we want to build success upon success.
Right.
And again, I think because of the collaboration too, both here as well as with the schools and with the parents, that we've been the go-to for many years in Lexington, and again, the word of mouth is been our best advertising ever.
Right. Right. What's your favorite part of the job?
Working with the kids.
Yeah.
Of course. I wear many hats here, but working with the students, one-to-one, and seeing their growth, and I've worked with kids over the years that were middle school, and I've worked with, adults closer to my own age,
Wow.
in businesses, because sometimes it's people with executive function difficulties, and I worked with professors before,
Wow.
and then just people adults who are finding that they can't manage their everyday tasks, either at home or in a work situation,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of helping them, coaching them along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's seeing their progress. That's the best. And again, I work with a wonderful team, and so I never thought of my job as a job,
Nice.
because we're helping people, we're helping kids individually, but because of like our SMARTS program and our conferences, we're also helping teachers, find better strategies,
Right.
use the best practices, really, and that's really what it all is. They're not like magic tricks, but they're
Right.
best teaching practices that can help all students, not just kids with learning issues.
Mm-hmm.
And all the kids that come in, some of them are on IEPs, some of them are on 504 plans, but some of them aren't at all.
Mm.
They're the ones that may fly under the radar
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, and they just need a little bit of boost, and we provide that. And some of those kids are the ones who may even excel quicker, and then not need as much support after.
Mm-hmm.
But we always say that the strategies that we teach, if we talk about them being for all students, it's because even those students who are more high achievers are doing well,
Mm-hmm.
learning that they kind of grasp onto these strategies too,
Right.
and it brings them up another level,
Right.
as well. And over the summer, Beth, we provide what we call Master Your Mind the SMARTS way, executive function courses for middle school and high school kids. It's usually a week, about 10 to 12 hours in August,
Okay.
and to teach them, the executive function strategies that will help them in school.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them come back to get extra support in applying them afterwards, and some just kind of like, okay, I got this,
Got it. Yeah.
and I need it. So those have been, it's like, I don't know, about 13 years that we've been doing, Master Your Mind.
Nice.
And then we have some other courses on test prep. We do some ACT and SAT
Mm-hmm.
prep, as well as prep for like the ICEEs,
Mhm.
ISEEs, and so that can happen during the school year,
Mm.
or again over the summer in preparation for the next year.
So people can find you on the web, right?
Yes.
And then they just call and make an appointment, and you
Yes.
do a consult. I'm imagining.
Yes, and
right?
if they just have information that they want to inquire
Right.
about what we do, they can just call us.
Nice.
Or send us a contact form through our website, and we'll be glad to talk to them. And there's a special going on now.
Special?
Oh.
What?
Yes, so until November 10th,
Yes.
if people call for a consultation, there's a $50 off.
Oh.
So
Alright.
because this is Learning Disabilities and Dyslexia Month.
Ah.
So anyway, if anyone calls and schedules an appointment before
Nice.
November 10th,
All right.
they'll have a $50 off.
Cool. I'll make
Okay.
sure. So, it's an easy website, not too hard. www.ildlex.org.
Yes.
So, awesome. Thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome.
So-
Thank you for inviting me.
Loved it.